on, everybody? This is Chris Classic dropping the car vlog. Hope you guys and gals are having a wonderful and a blessed day. Nobody tells you better. God loves you. Christ loves you, and I love you as well. I'm praying that you guys and gals have a wonderful day. God is good and God is great. Thank you for God. Thank God for getting me out of things and things I put myself into. Things people try to put me in, but just seeking God and seeking Christ. Make sure you subscribe to the Taking Home podcast, where I talk about professional wrestling topics, and I put up my matches as Classic Alpha, professional wrestler of 14 years. There's a playlist of all my latest matches and some of the matches that I had for years ago. So I talk about it, but I am about it as well. So make sure you also subscribe to C3 Ultimate Wrestling. Despite everything that's going on with me and my wife, that is still a great wrestling company with a lot of great wrestlers and a lot of great action. Our next show, May 23rd, is called 20, our 20th show in C3's existence. Dyer, Indiana, Harold's private venue. Tickets are on sale now on event. They are $5 off, but they'll be $5 more at the bars. Open Femi versus Brock Lesnar is the main event of WrestleMania. It don't matter which night, one, night two, I think it's night two. It's the main event. But WWE is trying to tell you that obviously the championship matches for the men is the main event. Well, this is what I say about main events. Like, people say like the main event is this, like the final match. Usually that's what people consider main events. But sometimes a main event, wrestlers can make a match a main event, right? Brock and Oba has made this a main event, and a lot of people, like, they were siding with Punk because Punk said he's never main evented WrestleMania, and I'm like, trust me, you had a lot of people wanted to see you regardless if you was the first match or you would be the last match, because he has a belt. Punk and Seth, even though it should have been Jay versus Gunther. Jay was the Royal Rumble winner, so respectfully, and I'm going to always say this and down this hill, Jay Uso was the Royal Rumble winner. Him and Gunther needed to be in that main event. They needed to be in the main event. You made them open, which is ironic. The belt that opened up WrestleMania, one of the WrestleManias, is not going to close one of the WrestleMania nights. I think if CM Punk was the voice of the voiceless and all of this other stuff that he's saying, the whole nine, and other people and opportunities, I do think that he should have said, you know what? Let Oba and Brock have the moment. Let Oba and Brock have the moment. They have so much reaction. Punk and Roman have reaction. They do oohs and ahs. And then, to me, they just did anything that stick. You started hot, to me. You started hot when Punk said something about his father. And a lot of people was like, oh, well, he's going to talk about his wife. Well, he's going to talk about CM Punk's dog that passed away. Didn't happen. Roman Reigns' jab of "you're old," which made CM Punk mad for some reason. Of all things, Punk had been saying he's old since he's been in AEW and stuff. And all of a sudden, he's upset that Roman has said it. Then the TKO involvement with Pat McAfee and The Rock, and he plastic and all of this other stuff. Interesting fight. People are buying tickets. People are buying WrestleMania to watch it. But to me, the true main event is Oba versus Brock. Mind you, two guys that have spoken the less have made the most impact for WrestleMania this weekend. Paul Heyman has spoke. Oba gave the promo of his life Monday. Oh my gosh. That is a star right there. The fact that he went on and talked for a long time and the crowd wasn't lost and they was behind him. They believe Oba. What's going on? That's why Oba must win. It's time for a new hero. Cody was the hero for 3-4 years, 4 or 5 if you want to be generous. Cody was the hero. And I'm not saying that people rejected him, but a lot of people are not liking him like that. But it's time for a new hero. Make that hero Oba, right? Make him, I'm not even saying the face, but make him the hero of WWE. He comes out, Oba, the strut, all of that. Look at the crowd. People of all ages is doing it. They're doing the strut. Doing the strut. Ow! Sack. Doing the strut. I should copyright that. Anyway, still, I think that this guy has a lot of charisma, potential, and believability. There's always a trope and a stereotype that heavyweight wrestlers that are very strong and very believable cannot cut a promo. Did you hear what that man said? Also, if you haven't looked at some of his stuff on NXT, he's done good with great promo guys like Ricky Saints. The ruler is here. Yo daddy is home. What? Are you kidding me? He mocked American wrestlers. I'm like, oh, I just knew I can do it. Oh, but believe he can do it. That's exactly how he said it. What's going on? Like, believability, can talk on the microphone. A guy that looks like he can take out Brock. They have done a great job showing that this guy has the potential to beat Brock Lesnar. So why have him lose? Because Paul is saying, oh, well, we're going to make a new main event. And the new main event is going to be Brock, because Brock beat Undertaker's streak, and the streak was a main event. And that goes into my point of saying that just because a match is not last does not mean it's a main event. People would literally go to WrestleMania to see Undertaker because they wanted to see the streak, or they wanted to see the Undertaker because he is a main event caliber wrestler. He is a Hall of Famer. People wanted to see him. You know what I'm saying? So that goes into my point. I don't think we need to have Brock having a streak or whatever. He will be considered a main event even if he does lose, even if this is his last match. I don't know, but I don't think he needs to have a run at WrestleMania where he's just the top dog and stuff like that. Like, to me, Brock has that aura. He has that final boss aura. But it's time for the final boss to be toppled. Pause if necessary. It's time for that. We don't need that, oh, well, it's not Oba's time. Y'all done that with Braun Breaker, and honestly, that was a bad decision in my opinion too. When Braun Breaker lost against CM Punk, he was turning CM Punk every which way but loose. And then the involvement of his group, and then the luchas, and then all of this other stuff that happened, to me, it didn't help Braun at all. It didn't make Braun look believable. It didn't protect Braun. It didn't do nothing like that. You mean to tell me this guy that's 20-something years old that look like he can bend metal pipes if he wants to couldn't beat CM Punk? Come on, man. And it's nothing against CM Punk or nothing like that, but this is the thing of reality and egos and certain things. And I understand that sometimes people don't have to say what they can do and what they can't do, but still, I don't think Oba needs to lose to Brock to be like, oh, well, it's not his moment. Make it his moment. Make it his moment. This could definitely be Oba's moment. Oba can be there every week. Brock is not going to be there every week. People can get behind Oba. People can do the strut. People will buy shirts. People will do a whole bunch of stuff to support Oba Femi. This is the believability factor. And honestly, I grew up in a time in wrestling where when you say, hey, why don't this new person go against this guy like Brock, people are, oh, well, he has no story and he has no build up, or it don't make any kind of sense. Look at this. This dude came out, strutted. Everybody said, holy S. Even Michael Cole gave him his sit-out last ride powerbomb, put his foot on Brock Lesnar's chest, and pointed to the WrestleMania side. How many people can say they did that to Brock Lesnar? So to turn around and have him lose is crazy. It's not. And a lot of people did bring it up. There's like, usually when Brock gets his butt handed to him, he wins at WrestleMania. Goldberg, Undertaker, other people. They usually say he loses. I don't want that. I don't think that having Oba do all of this stuff and then having him lose just to say, okay, he's still just a number 2 guy. No, you call him a ruler for a reason. And I do think that it is his time. I do think that if Brock wants to leave, he has the option to, obviously. But if he wants to take a break and come back, that's cool. If y'all want to do a feud with this is good. What I don't want is, I don't want Brock and Oba to face each other. Brock wins, and then they try to rematch this at WrestleMania Backlash, and that's when they give Oba his win. Now, if you want to do that the other way around and have Oba beat Brock, and then Brock beats him, sure. But I don't think that this is a match that needs to happen more than once, in my opinion. I mean, we looked at how they did Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. Hard to believe, but these 2 guys faced each other 3 times. The first time, it was for the WWE title, and Roman got involved. Not only did Roman get involved, he threw the WWE title like it was nothing. This was when he was the Universal Champion, right? Just threw the title. I was like, dang, that's disrespectful. And Bobby won through that. The second time they faced each other, um, Bobby had Brock in the Hurt Lock, and then Brock, he had like rolled him up, and people was like, "Oh well, we never seen Brock get do a roll up like that, so you know that was dangerous." Then the third time they faced each other, Brock got DQ because he kicked Bobby in the balls, because it was like whoever would have won, they would have faced Bray Wyatt, and I'm assuming that Brock didn't think that Bray was the prize. And then even then, when Bobby won, the feud didn't happen because Bray was going through health issues and stuff like that. And Bobby just won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and he was walking around carrying that big trophy at WrestleMania. So still, I don't think they do a great job with big men with rematches and stuff like that. I just think they don't. But I do think Oba needs this win more than Brock. When you had guys like Brock and even Randy Orton, guys in large size, become world champions at a young age. Now, if Oba becomes champion now, he doesn't break the record for youngest champion. I think that's still Randy, or it was Brock. It's one of those two. They were like 24. But still, I don't I don't mind him being a young guy beating one of the top dog laws, beating one of the top dogs. I don't mind that. I think that that's fine to have. You guys believed in Brock Lesnar. Y'all gave him believability. He was beating up people, beating up Spike Dudley, The Rock, Undertaker, Big Show. Y'all can have the same thing with Oba. Y'all had Oba come in and beat up the War Raiders, two guys that's over 300 pounds. Y'all had him do this stuff with Brock Lesnar. Y'all had him beating up two people with Trick and Javon together. Like you had this guy picking up people, throwing a wrestler at another wrestler is crazy. Y'all had this. So why not have him beat Brock Lesnar? Why not have him be the hero? Why not have people get behind this guy? They already love this guy and stuff like that. Having him lose is just like, oh, well, he's just new and he's just not ready yet. Why put it on WrestleMania then? But like I said, this is the true main event to me. The other matches, they're going to be fire. Some of them are. I actually do hope the matches are great. The build-up was trash. It was just bad. I think even Gunther and Seth, they cleared up why Gunther wants to go against them. Basically, Gunther is saying Seth has been ducking him. That's fine, too. I'm fine with that, right? Because I know that these guys are going to overperform, and that's a good thing. But still, it's just a lot of convoluted mess, and then TKO, Pat McAfee, and all that. And then who knows, Roman may be a part of the Pat McAfee crew and all of this other stuff. Stuff that's just unnecessary. You just should have kept wrestling as wrestling. But still, I do think that Oba and Brock is the true main event. Who do you think should win? Let me know. Hope you guys and gals have a wonderful day. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.